my complexion has never looked this good. Really, this is beautiful. Clearly it works. In today's video, I want to test out the Katie Jane Hughes method. If you don't know who Katie Jane Hughes is, she is a very talented makeup artist with, I think, more than 20 years of experience. She's the makeup artist for Dua Lipa. She's become quite popular on social media, in particular on TikTok. That's where I discovered her. She is known for the priming the brush method. Let's jump straight into it, and I'm really excited. I did my skincare maybe 30 minutes ago or so. I'm going to start with a foundation, and what she does essentially is to put the product, the complexion product, on the hand, either here or the back of the hand. Obviously, you do have to clean your hands before you do your makeup, so make sure they're washed. Maybe disinfect them as well, just to be very hygienic. Sometimes I see her put it in the palm of her hands. Hold on, I didn't shake it. So I just want to try that today, and I'm just gonna, okay, that's probably too much actually. Put well, I thought I was gonna put just a little bit, but oh well. Now the trick is to prime the brush. First of all, I don't put the foundation directly on my skin, but I have to make sure that the brush is nice and primed before I start placing the product onto my skin. Dabbing first and then working the foundation into the bristles of the brush, and really just spending quite some time on it. Essentially, what is great about her method, or one of the many things, not only do you use less product, it looks more polished and everything, but you essentially blend the product, the foundation or concealer, you blend it on the hand first, and so it's nice and blended into the brush. That's why she calls it priming the brush, because the brush is primed for the makeup application. Looks very promising. Now I'm just gonna start putting the makeup on in the areas where I feel like I need it. So I'm just gonna be working the brush across my face. You can go back and forth with this method, like put down a little bit of product and then go into the skin. That's what I've seen her do most of the time, but I do want to see how far I can take the brush just with that product that we placed in, and see how much of my face I can cover with foundation. So the thing is that I wear glasses, so I can see that this is having an effect on my skin, but I cannot see the details from here. I'm not able to, but I feel like there's still lots and lots of foundation in the brush. Like, do you see how I'm starting to cover up the redness that I have? If you want the most natural looking makeup, then this is literally the best technique. Like, there's nothing like it. I feel like my skin looks, from what I can tell, it looks really good. It really does look very, very natural, almost to the point where it looks like you almost aren't wearing anything at all. I'm using a new skincare routine. I still have some more things to implement and to improve upon when it comes to my skin, like, obviously. So I do have some red spots and red areas. Of course, I'm also dealing with acne. I do miss a little bit more coverage in those areas, but I feel that it's better to cover those with a concealer. I'm going to find my concealer brush and do the exact same thing with the concealer, and then later on I can go in and conceal my under eyes. I'm taking my Essence concealer. Since I blended the foundation into the palm of my hand, I will put the concealer on the back of my hand. And I probably put too much product. I will just take a little bit of that product and prime the brush over here instead. So it actually doesn't take long at all to prime the brush, and you're using way less product this way. So you can almost like airbrush the skin when there's concealer on here, because it's already been blended into the brush. That being said, I do have those red spots and red areas. Okay, I'm gonna be taking a little bit more just because I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. This is my attempt to conceal some imperfections other than my under eyes. So very natural. Let's move on to the eyes. I just want to conceal a little bit up here. Now with my products, because of the skin I have, I tend to prefer to use complexion products that don't have high coverage. I much prefer light to medium coverage. So I think that this method would be better suitable for me if I would use this with products that are more high coverage. But that being said, this technique is still one of the very best for makeup to minimize the amount you use, because essentially you are wasting products. Or how should I put it? Because essentially, at least to a certain degree, you are wasting product when you put it directly onto the skin. Of course, there are techniques and outcomes that you perhaps desire where you probably should be putting it directly onto the skin, and I'm not talking about that, because you can really do whatever you want with makeup, but it can be wasteful, and you're wasting time as well by blending so much on your face rather than just making sure that your brush is already primed and that you have done all the blending already on your hand with the brush. But like I said, I think that the better your skin, the better this technique is. And I can't speak for everyone and say this is gonna work on absolutely everyone, because I don't know that. If you want your makeup to look really polished and make it look airbrushed, this is the way to go, like truly. From where I'm sitting and looking into my mirror, my big mirror, that did a lot with very little product. So the problem again in my case is that I have very thin skin under my eyes. I also have allergies and a bunch of other things like hollow eyes, all that all contribute to the fact that I have dark under eye circles and that you can see there's quite a lot of darkness here. There's shadow. Again, I need a product with more coverage. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the technique because I am using products that don't give much coverage at all. Because of my hollow eyes and because they still look dark, I will put a little bit of concealer in key areas. That is quite natural looking. Wow, okay. I definitely need products with more coverage to really enjoy the full benefits of this method, but I don't want that to take away from how you view the method. If you have skin like me, but you still want it to be very natural, then by all means use those products with less coverage and do what I have done. It just looks very, very polished and it's very well blended, and it certainly is faster. Before I make my final judgment, I do want to use some powder to set the makeup because I haven't done that. I remember she actually did make a video about powdering. I can't remember what it's exactly she said, but she did have a method. What I will do, since I forgot what it was, is to just powder my makeup how I usually would, with a very light layer, a very light hand. Try to make the powder go as far as possible. I do prime the brush, maybe not necessarily in the way that she does it and that she recommends, but I really don't use that much powder. I do make sure everything is set, but I don't like that over powdered look, and I make sure that I don't disturb the foundation or whatever complexion product is underneath, because that can be another issue. So the complexion products aren't actually for glow other than the powder, so I find it interesting that I still retain that glow on my skin, but it looks very natural. I am very impressed by this method. Wow, does it make a difference? I just wish I had some more high coverage products to really test what that would look like on my skin, because I think that would really work so well. But anyway, I'm just gonna do the rest of my makeup. I really feel like my base hasn't looked so good when it comes to like the foundation, how it's sitting on my skin. It hasn't looked this good in a long time. It looks really flawless. I had a look at it in real life and it looks really, really good. So I'm really happy with that. Please try it. But anyway, I did my brows and I did some contouring. I think I will start with some of these shades. I'm just starting with a bone colored shade. Put this shade in the crease. I will put the glitter all over the lid. Okay, it's a lot brighter than I thought it would be. Oops. I placed this one all over the lid just with my finger. It's like a very light champagne color. I will take this shade, taking the same brush. Then just placing a darker color. I just like having a little bit of definition there because I don't put mascara on my lower lashes, and the outer corner is really where my eyelashes are almost see-through. So MAC Teddy, smudge it out a little bit. I don't like sharpening this one too much. If you're wondering about the color choice, I'm just trying to make my brown eyes pop a little bit more, that's all. Sky High mascara. I should remove this stuff, I know, I just haven't gotten around to it. This is my new favorite mascara. So those are the lashes. Let's move on to the lips. Max Factor. I really love this color. Like, Love, love, love. I'm just placing a little bit, smudging it out because I essentially don't want like a lined look. I just want the outer parts of my lips to be defined because I'm gonna be putting on a lip gloss. Gosh, peptide lip gloss. I really enjoy this lip gloss a lot. I'm in love. So that is just a little bit of that peptide lip gloss. I really love it because it is not sticky, and that is my pet peeve with lip gloss. It looks cute and everything. I hate the stickiness. I hate how my hair will stick to my lip gloss. I just love this so much actually. So yeah, that is probably one of my new favorite lip products. I just realized I skipped blush somehow. Placing a little bit of that Kaya blush on the very high point of my cheeks and doing like a swoosh almost, but upwards. Just feel like that's the best blush placement for me. Okay, that is a lot better. This is the Catrice Diamond Haze highlighter. Like really, this is just perfect for any glitter lovers. Let's put it as an inner corner highlight. Like I can't, it's literally so pretty. If the Fenty one is out of reach for you, this one is the product for you. That is the final look. I feel like my skin, my complexion has never looked this good with foundation on as it has today while using the Katie Jane Hughes method. Clearly it works. My biggest recommendation to try her method. Also, if you have fine lines or wrinkles, that is the best way to go. Of course, if you have wrinkles, try to do this and then see if there's excess product, remove it, and then blend it in again and then set your product. But really, this is beautiful. It looks really, really great. And yeah, it really goes to the point that technique is one of the most important things when it comes to makeup. A product can be really great and all that, but if you don't use the right technique, the right methods, it's just not gonna look as good. Definitely try it out and let me know what you think about the method. Not that she's gonna watch this, but thank you, Katie Jane Hughes. It is an honor to learn from you. I don't say that lightly. Not just she's gonna watch this video ever, but still. Comment down below if you have tried her method. I really highly recommend. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched this far. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to like and most importantly to subscribe so you can see more of my videos. Bye!